Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Goonbeam IR850 VCSEL illuminator. Now that is definitely a mouthful, but the short version is this is a IR illuminator that is going to project infrared light that you can only see under night vision and night vision devices. Now full disclosure, this was sent to me for free from Goonbeam, and I do also have an affiliate link with Goonbeam as well that I will link down in the description. So if you decide to buy this device or any of the other Goonbeam products, it would go to help out the channel. Now I also want to mention, even though I am a fan of Goonbeam products, I will never recommend to you guys anything that I haven't personally tested, whether that's Goonbeam or any other company. Yes, the affiliate link does go to help me out, but I'm still not going to recommend any products that I haven't personally tested and vetted myself. With that out of the way, let's head to the tabletop and take a closer look at this device. Now in typical Goonbeam fashion, it comes with everything you need to get you started straight away. So obviously we have the light itself. It's going to be a scout pattern. Now it does come with this Picatinny mount already installed, but you can remove this and put any of the wide variety of scout mounts that are already on the market. It does also have a clicky tail cap. Here you can see down in there, let me turn this, and you can see that VCSEL illuminator. So this is going to be different than an LED illuminator. It's just going to be more intense and going to give you more focus. In the world of flashlights, you could compare this to something that would just simply have more candela. And then also you have the ability to adjust the focus. So you'll be able to quickly twist that head and go from a flood to a much tighter beam. All right, also in the box, we have a charger, which will be for the included 18650 battery. Comes with one. We have everything that you need to mount your pressure switch. We also have the included pressure switch if you want to run that. So it's going to give you a momentary and a clicky. And then we have the glint cap, which is basically just a cap that will go over the end of the device to help prevent an accidental discharge, or should I say, if you have an accidental discharge, this will keep any light from getting out. Well, as you can see, this thing is definitely feature rich. It does come with everything you need out of the box to get you up and running if you are needing to put IR downrange on a weapon or in a handheld application as well. Now we're going to do a quick comparison. So we are going to be looking through night vision and checking out the output of this device, and we are going to compare it to a lot of other common devices that are on the market. Now a little bit of a disclaimer here. We are looking through a pretty high spec PVS 14. So it is a Gen 3, it's white phos, I believe it's about 2100 FOM, but the quality of that unit is just, it's never going to come through camera the way I would like it to. Videoing through a camera, through night vision, it just doesn't come over very well. So take that for what you will. But you will at least be able to get an idea of the output of this device, especially when contrasted against a few other similar devices. So with that said, let's check out the output of the IR850. So there's absolutely no moon out tonight, and it is super overcast, so it's basically pitch black out here. So now we're going to turn on the Goonbeam. Now I've got it to the most open setting, so that is as wide as it will go. The tree that you see right there is probably about 50 yards. You can see the American flag. Now, when you're actually looking through the device, when you put the light on something like that flag, it doesn't wash out, but it's very hard for me to illustrate that on camera. Just know that you can see that extremely well when actually looking through your night vision. That tree over there is a little bit closer. And as I said, I've got it all the way open, so this is the most flood you're going to get out of this. There we are, shining up there in space. You can see down that road down there, all the way to the end, just past that curve, is just a little bit over 300 yards. You can easily see down there. If anything crossed that road, you would have no problem making it out. Now let's go ahead and tighten the beam up. I'm going to shine it up here in the space. And now it is basically a lightsaber. Now on camera it's going to wash out, but actually in real life, when I shine it down there at 300 yards, you can see it perfectly. It is insane how bright this is. You can see the barn right there. You can see the light reflecting off of it. That barn is about 125 yards away. It is extremely bright. Let's back it back out. Really doesn't give you a whole lot of flood. I wouldn't mind seeing this have a little bit more flood on it, but if you want something to really punch out there, maybe paired with a clip-on, this thing would absolutely do the trick. So you're now looking at the output from a D-Ball A3. As you can see, way more anemic. This is turned on high illuminator and high laser. When I go up in the sky, it's completely gone. It still does put out some decent output if you're at close range, like if you're anywhere, 50 yards and in. This is definitely usable, especially when it's completely black like this. But it's nothing compared to the Goonbeam. I mean, obviously there's the Goonbeam at its absolute tightest, and there's the D-Ball at its tightest. Not even comparable. And here is the output from a Surefire Vampire. So this is a very, very floody light. I've got the center of it right now on the barn, now on the tree, now on the flag, now on the tree on the far left. I'm gonna kind of hit the ground here in front of us. You can see it a little bit. So this thing floods a lot. It's really good, indoors, close range, but it really sucks out here at any kind of distance. So once again, there is the Surefire Vampire, and compared to the Goonbeam, and I have the Goonbeam at its most open setting where it has the most flood. There is Vampire and Goonbeam. So Goonbeam just absolutely dominates if you want something that is putting a lot of IR in one spot. Now let's take a look at the D-Ball D2. It is adjustable. I have it here in its tightest setting. You can easily see all the way past that curve. You can see the laser as well. There we are on the barn. Let's see if I back that out. There it is at its most open setting. So it definitely gives me a decent amount of flood, but I can easily see way down there. But I can tighten it all the way down and really put a lot in one spot. I also have a diffuser on this unit, so I can go from a really focused beam to a flood really quickly just by flipping that cap. And then I can also go right back. So that is definitely a nice feature. So this is the D2 at its tightest setting, and this is the Goonbeam set at the most flood. So you can get a kind of an idea, if you're familiar with the D2, about where the Goonbeam falls when I've got it at its flood setting. Let me do this with one hand. I'm going to tighten it up. You can see that car passing by over there. That's about a mile away, but you can easily see it. And then here's the Goonbeam at its tightest setting. So they're very close. The Goonbeam is just a little bit more intense, and it's a little bit tighter. You can really see that when you shine them up in the air. The D-Ball just kind of disappears, the D2 I should say. The Goonbeam is very visible, and you can see it right there. So they're both on that tree line about 125 yards, and it's definitely more powerful than the D2. Whether you need that power or not, that is really up to you. If you're running this with just your normal PVS 14 doing night vision things, it's almost too powerful. But as I mentioned before, if you want to put a lot of IR in one place, this is going to be a really good way to do it, and on a budget at the same time. Now, as you can see from that footage, this thing is insanely powerful. You could easily pair this with a standalone IR laser. You could even convert the tail cap so you could run a dual lead switch. That would definitely be an option. But where I really see this thing shining, no pun intended, is with a night vision clip-on. If you are running a clip-on and you need a way to put a lot of IR in one spot, shooting longer distances and things like that, this would definitely be a solid choice, especially when you consider the price point to the output ratio. This thing really can't be beat. Now, I've only had this device about 3 months, but in that time I've had it on a couple different platforms, and I've used it a lot as a handheld. I've dropped it several times. It's been holding up absolutely fine. Haven't had any issues of any kind, which is what I have come to expect from Goonbeam. If I have any issues with this device in the future, I will definitely come back and let you guys know about it and do a follow-up from this video. I hope y'all enjoyed the video and found the information helpful. If you would like to contact me directly, there's several ways you can do that. Instagram and Facebook is going to be the best way, but my email is also down in the description of this video. As always, thanks for watching. See y'all next time. Don't want to leave that there. Just one last look at the output of this device. There it is, all the way tight. There it is on flood, and back to a beam. It is just insane. You really can't appreciate this thing until you're looking through a device. Camera does it absolutely no justice, but it is impressive to say the least.